You're welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first. Just a couple of messages and we go to ask the question whether or not the referendum should come on or it should not. And if it does, should it be yes or no? Now, this one said, Godfrey says that the Auditor General claims only OSP has powers to investigate procurement breaches. So why has he purported to investigate Osafo Maafo for procurement breaches and purported to surcharge him with the expenses made in violation of procurement law? Okay, so the Auditor General too is being asked back. This one, Godwin says, he says, as we speak, okay. He says, as we speak, IOCO has exonerated Professor Avoke, but the University Council, based on some of these alleged procurement infractions, proceeded to interdict him. Today, the University Council is unable to restore him. That's how the system can fail you, but that's where you should end
for the
it.
records,
then
this matters in the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
so
why?
The person shouldn't worry.
Okay. YK Answer Amoah says, what is AFENYO-MARKIN talking about? He thinks because people don't go to law school, they can't reason along law. With all due respect, this notion that some lawyers come to your show to try and silence everybody. I'm not sure he's trying to silence everyone.
Educating.
Okay. I'll find time and see if I can share a bit more of your messages. Our production will allow me to continue. All right. So on this segment, of course, we have Neelante van der Pooy, Odododio MP, representing the NDC, of course. He's come to replace Felix Kwachi Ofosu. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And also here in the studio is Andrew Bediako. He's administrator of, is it NALAG? Yep. Yes. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Great. Okay, so very limited time. Let's start with you, Andrew. Now, can we look at from this perspective where people say suspend, cancel? Dan Botwe came forward and said, okay, I would not support suspension, I would rather support withdrawal. There are those who say, why do you want it to be cancelled? Allow the people the opportunity to go there and let's settle the matter once and for all.
Thank you very much, Samson. I use this opportunity to greet your viewers. Before I proceed, the National Association of Local Authorities of Ghana, in short NALAG, is the mouthpiece of all the MNDAs in Ghana, specifically the Metropolitan Municipal District Chief Executives,
right?
Then the presiding members and the honorable assembly members. As we speak, the assembly is dissolved, so our membership as it stands now is to that of the Municipal Metropolitan District Chief Executives.
Okay.
So within the mandate of NALAG, one of our aims is to propose alternative policy and legislative options for the local government sector that will ensure a more effective implementation of the 1992 Constitution provisions on the decentralization and local government. So this whole exercise and the debate is within the mandate of NALAG. So people who have the notion that NALAG has taken a position on this, Samson, the whole thing started. I think we don't have much time to go into all those things because we have a lot of things to talk about. With regards
of course, this matter is a matter we will discuss until perhaps the referendum, the 17th.
Okay. Yeah. So talking about people who are proposing that maybe the whole referendum should be suspended, we are also looking at it from other angles. One, if we postpone the elections, when are we going to have it?
Exactly. The Electoral Commission said we can't have it in 2020. It doesn't have.
That's right. We think this is the greatest opportunity for we all Ghanaians. If we let it go, it will be very difficult for us to get this exercise back.
Okay.
If my memory will serve me right, it will be like the same. I know you are a lawyer in the RUPA issue and all those kind of things. You see, the RUPA, let's look at when the law was passed and we look at the implementation as it stands now.
13 years ago.
Yes. So we don't know, and referendum normally is not like all the time that maybe 4 years, every 4 years we can have an general elections, either parliamentary or presidential. So if we let this go, it will be very difficult. But the issue here is that, are we Ghanaians for the elections of MNDCs or we are not for it? If we are for the elections of MNDCs, then we should look at the 2431, that one in Parliament, and the 55-3, both together. Because as soon as Parliament amend the 2431 as it stands now, it becomes part of local level elections. And when it becomes local level elections, definitely it will be part of our district assemblies elections, the unit committee elections. And the proposal as it stands now is that if we want to have this kind of elections, then the people are saying, let's look at only the 2431 and forget about the 55-3. To us, we think it cannot work in that way. Yes, because when you do that, then the question is, how are you going to organize such elections without the involvement of our political parties? Unless we want to continue to be hypocritical as we have been. Because MPP, NDC, CPP will not sit down for you to go and have elections at the local level to elect MNDCs that without their involvement. If the law is not allowing them as it stands now, they will still be there.
Okay.
Because what we know as practitioners, because we are the ground, it's not people who are always at the top down, it is not political, it's not. As we speak now, our local level elections is political. Something, it will interest you to know that just recently, NALAG had a nationwide sensitization program that we wanted to push women who want to become assembly members into our local level elections. After the nationwide training and all those kind, we decided that we will support some of them. When we were ready to remit whatever we have to them, we decided to call them for their bank accounts. When you call the person, women, they will tell you, oh, uncle, I've stepped down. Then you ask, why? And the party said I should step down for the man to go, else we will lose the seat to other MPP or NDC. And I said, but you people said the local level elections is non-partisan. So why would a party call you and say, that is the decision of the party to have stepped down? Okay. Some of them are still having their account numbers with us that we cannot even transfer the money to them for them to do other posters and all those kind of things because the party have forced them to step down. So if you want to go the same way, people are saying, let's have the elections. And when we have the elections, what will happen is that let us have it as we have the district assembly elections.
Just a second. AFENYO-MARKIN and Neil and why are you laughing? Tell us, why are you laughing? Look, they burst into laughter when he spoke about party whip kind of happening there.
Yeah. That is a reality.
Okay.
That's a reality.
That's a reality.
He's speaking the truth.
Okay.
We whipped our people.
That's why you are laughing.
Yeah, but all of them have done
promise. They've done promise and they've selected their people.
We train our people.
Yes. Right.
You step down. He knows. Yes. His party in the foot, maybe in national they are not doing. Okay. But he knows. The foot they did is a step down. We know.
And as a lawyer, you did not take up shit.
No, but it's a party. Well, it's a party. This is not legal matter. It's political matter.
If a good
no, but they go without the card.
Infringing the constitution.
No, it's not infringement of
the constitution. Doesn't say you can't do it clandestinely.
We are saying
the constitution said that politicians should not get involved.
Okay, so what we are doing is that we are encouraging the law says you can't go with a party card. You are not using party.
You can't sponsor.
But if we are, what is that purpose? We are encouraging.
The party, the constitution.
No, you are not. It's not the party. But we are encouraging.
You are sponsoring.
We are encouraging.
You are sponsoring.
The truth is that in my Kojo Bedu,
the law says you shouldn't sponsor. You shouldn't endorse. You shouldn't campaign. You shouldn't campaign for or against. And they shouldn't use anything about your.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean as MP I can't go to an area and encourage. If two people are saying, Erasmus, you step down for an Asante. I can't say that Osimesi step down for this.
So what will be the
if somebody is following, if somebody is following a busybody and somebody is also following a certain umbrella, and I say, look, you step down for this person. What is wrong? There's nothing wrong. If I say we want proper leadership, we say this one is in a better position. I'm not surprised. And all these people belong to political parties. Yes. So I'm not surprised that they can't even get account.
You want to say most of them, not all of them.
Oh,
because some of them you see their posters.
Then we call them independent.
They clearly,
those people, they say they are independent candidates.
Okay.
when they go round,
all right,
our party people asking you, you want to be assemblyman. Are you going to fight honorable or you are with honorable? They will ask you, are you with MPP or NDC? We know your party affiliation.
So there's no chance for them?
No, you are not likely to win.
Because you are standing as an independent?
Yes.
You are not likely to win. You are not
win.
likely to win.
Oh, but why?
So that is why we are encouraging our friends that they know that in reality we are all. Didn't General
But one of the arguments for the
NDC
one of the
won
arguments
60%.
sorry
Of the 2010,
one of the biggest arguments for the yes campaigners is that it will also encourage independent people to stand. So why are you now saying
it will be an opportunity for them?
An opportunity.
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't reflect in Parliament though. The independents.
But the independent, if you can, which side would you be? Because you have to belong to a side.
So there will not be room for independents.
No, in our constitution, in national parliament, there's no room for that. Is there? You can't come and say you don't belong to either side. You either belong to the left
so you don't
or
agree,
right. Or Mrs.
You don't
Speaker.
agree to this side of the yes campaign that says if you make it partisan, independents too can contest and then even the smaller parties that they will win some of their seats.
But certain arrangements, you can only belong to one or the other.
I know that in Parliament. Let him just finish this.
Boss, if you go to India, it's partisan right at the grassroots.
Okay.
If you go to the United States, even attorney general positions, judges go with their card. They be, these judges are Republican.
You are talking about federated states. Federalism.
So wait, I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Just wait.
Whichever way, it's a democracy.
All right.
Whether unitary or federation, it's democracy.
So should
if
it be?
Go to the UK,
should it be postponed or suspended or cancelled?
Well, I have heard very senior members in government saying something. Dan Botwe is a very senior person.
There's another minister in the presidency, Kokofi.
Yes. And
why don't they want us to vote? I
think the NDC is complaining of lack of consensus. They say we've not reached out to them. So I'm sure the form and shape of reaching out, if they make it known, we would meet them halfway and look at it. You say you are not against
the deputy information minister says that the president has asked for a lot more consultation.
Even National House of Chiefs, there's division there. There's chaos everywhere.
Yesterday, the Asante seemed to have suggested that consultation has not gone on the chiefs.
So everywhere there is a problem. The religious front, we have not heard them. So perhaps it's appropriate to put it on ice. Perhaps. So that because we must build consensus on this.
Why is the voting not part of the consensus building? We go there and show whether we like or we don't like.
No, but we must guide the path we are choosing. We must guide it. The NDC says in principle it is not against
the election of the NDC.
Yes, it is not.
It's the
but
partisan.
Its worry is that we didn't reach out. I listened to their general secretary on CTFM.
Right.
We didn't reach out to them. They brought out some suggestions. We didn't take it on board. To me, we should sit together because we are the main actors. And unless my senior brother here will decide not to talk about NDC as a party and its involvement in this assembly elections.
I think they are not just talking about, they also have the question about if you want to elect MMDCs, that's a separate question. Why are you going to attack Article 55.3 so that the assembly members and the unit committee members will also have to be elected on partisan basis? At the moment, they are elected on non-partisan basis.
So are they saying that for the MMDCs, it should be partisan? But for the assembly members
and unit
committee, we should not introduce party there when already we are all doing it. We are doing it. At this point, why? They know.
Okay.
Something the assembly is
wait, I'm coming. Wait.
Something.
It's partisan,
yes, on that
but
point,
not formally.
Yes, it is partisan.
Thank
the
you.
assembly. I've been an assemblyman before. I've been a presiding member.
Okay.
And I know the posture of members.
Oh, so you started from the bottom.
Yes. You see, let me tell you now, in Winneba, Efutu, we have 18 assembly members. 13 of them are MPP, 5 of them are NDC.
Okay.
All these years, none of them, they're 5, they don't come to me. Even if I'm sharing bobs and I call them, they won't come. At the assembly, they group. When decisions are being taken, they group. They are 5. In opposition, their boss, when they were going to elect MCE, they came to us that MPP for 13, we need your vote. And as more, we gave it to them. You know, round 1 they lost, round 2 we gave it to them. In all the doings, when we're electing presiding member, the 5 NDC members voted against the candidate.
Okay.
We know what goes. I've been a presiding member.
Thank you.
In 2006, when I first went to the assembly, we were only 3 MPP against 16. At that time, we were all 15 against 12 at the time. In 2010, it became 9-9. In 2015, it became 13-5. So we know, and they know. So, to me, if we now want to lift the veil and allow what we've been doing, you know, backdoor, and get it done properly.
What you've been doing unlawfully, unconstitutionally.
No, backdoor.
Okay, secretly, yes, Nilante.
Something.
Yeah.
How did we get here? We got here because
normally. Sorry. So you were saying that we should, is it postpone for consultation, or like Damboche says, if we want, we should just withdraw it rather than postpone?
Well, withdrawal, postponement, cancellation, all of it would perhaps give an opportunity for further consultation.
So you don't choose
further
any
consensus. All right, whichever path we choose, it means that the election will not come on that 17th. Would only do the unit committee assembly.
And EC says they can't do it in 2020.
They cannot do it.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they do it another time.
Okay.
When
Is
they-
there something?
the
How did we
time-
get here? You see, a referendum must have a clear-cut issue at stake, where there will not be any ambiguity for the voter to be able to determine what he's asking, because it's asking a question. So, at this particular juncture, what are we talking about? One, we want that authority, that power, that mandate that the Constitution gives the president to be ceded away from the president in order that we can elect MMDCs. That is a cross of a matter. During the constitutional review and everything, the issue has been on election of MMDCs. It has never been on the politicization of district level elections. I remember very well, as far back as 1992, Professor Dubois raised this issue about the need for electing of DCs. It was trumpeted by a lot of the political. I remember the one who also took it up so seriously was Pakwesi Indom.
Because he
Abu
was
Sakala,
also an assembly member.
Assembly member before. I was an assembly member.
Yeah.
So the issue has always been the constitutional review look at the issue of election of MMDCs. And then politically, what we should all understand, that we've gotten to a time in this country, the dynamics of the time when the constitution was formulated and when we started the district assembly, the decentralization process in 1988, it was apparent that politicization of the assembly system, the local governance system, was going to affect us as a people. If today we're thinking that there is a need for us to change, first, the issue at stake is election of MMDC. So why don't we deal with it? When we have dealt with it.
But that is in Parliament. Article 243.
Yes.
One
yes.
is in Parliament.
That is
you
what we are talking about.
It. So
that's what I'm saying that.
It doesn't look like in the House you are suggesting you are even ready to.
No, we have. In fact, what is left with the speaker? What is with the speaker to put the question?
And but he's not putting it because they cannot be sure that you give your support.
No, the issue has to do with the fact that some people were saying that, look, why don't, it's not just about 243.
Right.
Why don't you bring all these other consequential legislations? So I will take it as a goal. Then when we are finished, we have enough time, because when we even take this decision, it's not going to be implementable today. So we can have enough time now to exhaustively look at the modus operandi to operationalize the other aspect we are talking about, that is politicization of the listing. If we don't do that, the people will think that there goes the politician again. They want to have everything to themselves. You know. But when you look at the Constitution, various articles in the Constitution goes to entrench the issue of the need for us to make local governance non-partisan. And so you're just not looking at 55-3 and just go ahead with it. You understand? So we think that there's a need for us to critically look at what is at stake. So let's put the issue of this referendum aside.
You referred to the Constitution Review Commission. When they went around the country and collated loads of views on the MMDCs, they said that there was an overwhelming majority that wanted DCs
to be
elected,
yeah,
but non-partisan. And that there was almost an equal number that wanted them elected on partisan basis. And therefore, in future, Parliament should be allowed to amend Article 248.
248.
248,
Yes.
1 and 2.
Yes.
So that that process can happen.
Yes.
Don't you think we have come to that future since the Constitutional Review Commission finished its job?
Well, I don't think so, because a lot of people, you just said it, a lot of people also have the opinion that it could be a dangerous slip to go. So once that is out, that's what we are talking, that's why and everybody now says that then we must build a consensus. Those who are having the fears, how do we allay their fears? Those who think that, look, we've gotten to a level of that, they should be able to convince people like me, like he's trying to do now, why there is a need. But all this issue has basically been on the hypocrisy of the politician. But that is, I believe that is not enough reason and conviction for me to say less politics. Because I've been an assembly member before, I've been a deputy minister of local government before. I can also tell you that the dangers inherent in politicization of local governance overweighs my conviction on the issue of hypocrisy. Because something, one of the most terrible things I have seen is when party foot soldiers get up and go and throw a DC out of office because they don't like him. DCs are appointed. When you ask them their loyalty, they will tell you their loyalty is to the party and the president. Meanwhile, by the system, your loyalty, by the constitution itself, loyalty should be to the people who you are serving. By the constitution itself. So we need to sit down critically and look at it. So I'm saying that if we all agree that election of MMDCs is a good thing, a good step forward, let's take that one first. When we have looked at that one, then procedures to safeguard the system will also be looked at. Because we cannot just get up and say that because people, even though it's illegal, have been abusing it, so let's legalize it. And I am surprised that people like AFENYO, who is a lawyer, will be one of the people who will be touting that.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting. We know it's wrong. But let's
so the NDC already, sorry. The NDC already at your press conference said it should be withdrawn, or you are asking people to vote no.
Yes.
So where are you now?
If people vote no, then we can go back again. If we still think that it's tenable tomorrow, we can look at it.
Okay, so if people vote no, you will still pass Article 243 amendment.
I will even wonder when we go to Parliament on Monday, we should even put the debate on the budget aside and let's look at 243.
Okay, and you make DCs elective.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Koku. Well, you started the postponement or whatever long before all these other people came to join.
That's right. 2431 is off. It's been on the order paper for almost 2 weeks.
Right.
Last Thursday and Friday, it wasn't there.
No, it wasn't.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Until the business committee brings it back. You cannot deal with it.
Yeah.
So Monday you go there, there'll be nothing there for you.
But Bombe, that is what I expect people like you to do, to put pressure on leadership of Parliament to bring it back. Bombe, you understand? I would expect you to put pressure on leadership of Parliament to bring it back.
But also, I must say that the leadership may not be too sure that you will give your support, because the majority alone cannot get the vote to do it. Yes, Koku?
See, my good friend, we go back. We've done all sorts of diabolical things before.
Today I was just remembering the day we used to work, the time we used to work from Carnation Sports Conference to Labone.
That's right. Ani, you were at a meeting, an IDEC meeting, 25th October 2019. You were there?
Yeah, at Kempis came.
And you know the compromises and consensus you guys came to. July 29th in Parliament, your leaders canvassed for the 2/3 2431 to be dealt with, as much as for 55-3 on record.
Yes.
This was July.
Yes.
In actual fact, the minority leader made it clear that 55-3 was even more important It's here. It's in the Hansard. Am I right?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
And when you attended the October 25th meeting, this is a summary of the key decisions taken. The initial positions were this. The three positions on the sequencing, operative word, sequencing of the amendment of Articles 2431 and 55.3 that were articulated at the meeting. I'm reading.
But they said they have changed their mind.
But that is why...
Are they not entitled to have a change of mind?
You see, change your mind, give us the reasons why you've changed your mind.
They gave a tall list in their press conference.
When you check the reasons, then you see how dubious they have been. Sorry, that's the wrong way.
Sorry, allow him.
That's
not the individuals, but the party. You mean.
Guys,
allow
position,
but it's even not the right word. I'm sorry. I think that they've been inconsistent. So
opportunistic.
Opportunistic. Forgive me for the word I used earlier. See, the position was this. One, amend 2431 now, and amend all related with provisions later after the national referendum. That was the position of the MPP at that meeting.
Okay.
Two, amend 2431 together with all related provisions in the Constitution, either before or after the national referendum. But the focus now should be on Article 55.3, the NDC's position.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I was there.
But then IDEC are lying.
I was there.
See, that is your position. And then they said 3, amend 2431, but initiate concrete processes to amend all related provisions. Compromise position for the meeting.
Yes.
But your position was clear. And it's even in the Hansard of 26 July.
Right.
Where your leader was insisting that you must take out, deal and cure the mischief.
He was 55 in Parliament. We played him last week.
Yeah. So there's no, and then they came to consensus.
Let me read. So I wanted to have the discussion.
I think if you don't let us argue over it, it's better because your people have told us that this is a change of mind.
Yes.
And you are entitled to change your mind. Is that also?
No, see, the change of, God, we don't have time. And that's what pushed me to go and use that harsh word.
They say after consultation and deeper reflection, we shouldn't politicize the process.
You know, referendum, if you know the architecture, the Constitution provides 40% out of the registered voters should go
75%.
75%. You can't do those things on basis of partisanship if you really mean business.
Definitely.
You need to aggregate. Hence, the regional ones, NDC's position was yes. MPP, yes. These are two main political stakeholders in the country who will go out and campaign. If you want to put so much public funding and effort, intellect, and everything into a project called referendum to do what the amendments envisage, you can't do it unless you have unity at the core. Right. And they had given the impression they were for it and went through serious meetings, including the House of Parliament, going together. So everybody knew that once you have these two parties and all others coming on board, you are bound to get the 40% out and get the 75% out of the 40%. Once they pulled out at the time they pulled out and asked that no should be the campaign message, you're not going to get, you're not going to get that thing.
It's very difficult.
And that is why I said, forget it. It's not worth it. We've spent money already. We've dissipated our intellectual energies already. But honestly, you won't get the 75%.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you permit me, I will just make a 1
30 seconds.
Kwaku, you see, this particular meeting you are talking about here.
30 seconds.
Ask them. There was a caveat that the NDC's final position still lies with consultation with the party executive.
Oh, but you didn't let me to read.
Yeah, look, so at that point, all of that, I deferred from the leader.
At the meeting?
At the meeting. I had a different opinion.
So confusion.
My committee, the local government committee, had a different opinion from the leader. Mutaka has a different opinion.
8 of them.
And then Ayaga also had different opinions.
See, Ayaga wasn't there.
Ayaga was there. Ayaga was there.
There were nine of you were there. 9 from the minority side.
Dominic Rapari.
Okay.
And you went along and
sorry, but we have run out of time. Andrew.
We ask for
Honestly.
consultation
Yes, Andrew,
with
yes.
the party executive.
There's an
Samson, to the
honesty
best of our
deficit.
knowledge,
Yes.
we at NALAG,
Yeah.
there is
Honesty
no way
deficit.
we can have the 2431 done without touching the 55-3 for us to have
It's
any
not going to
successful
happen.
elections in
Forget
this
it.
country. So if we are dropping it,
Case
that means
closed.
we are dropping.
So case closed.
Okay.
That means
All
the
right.
president will continue to hold his powers, and we
sir.
have the status quo.
Thank you.
remains.
That's
Thank
what is
you.
going to
So
The-
my guests
the
have been.
referendum
My guests have
placed
been.
on ice.
Yes.
My
That's
guest,
all.
no, you
We'll
are
take
you are not the
2431.
president, and
We're not
all of you are not the electoral
You are
commission.
not the president.
Because if you go that way, there's no.
My
Everybody
guests
are
have
suggesting to
been
the
Alexander Kwamina AFENYO-MARKIN, MP Futu, Member Public Accounts, Defence and Interior Committees of Parliament, Andrew Bediako, Administrator, National Association of Local Authorities of Ghana, NALAG, Felix Kwachiofosu was with us earlier, former Deputy Communications Minister and NDC parliamentary candidate for Ebura Asebu, Kwaman Kesi, Ebura, okay. Abdul Malik Kwekubako is editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper. And earlier also we had Yao Edu Poku, rice outgrower, farmer, processor based in Longoro, Kintampo North, Bono East, producers of Daigo Prime Rice. I'm Samson Ladia Yenini. My outfit as always is by Latida. Have a good afternoon.